Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We're going to have an update on Avdiivka, which, in my assessment, is a lost city for the Ukrainians. Nevertheless, I think they just want to be really encircled and captured while fighting in the city. Not a big city by comparing it with an American city, but it is an important city, and unfortunately, I would say the Ukrainians use it for defending their country and NATO's interests. And the city is flattened. The Russians almost, I would say, that city is gone. It's just, I think, the idea that the Ukrainians think that they inflict some damages and they kill some Russians, and that's their success. Otherwise, I said 2 months ago, this city is over, and it is over. This information comes from the Institute for the Study of War, a Washington, D.C. based think tank that is questionable, but nevertheless, I got the information from other sources as well, but I'm using this one because they have a little map, and I'm going to use a map as well. On top of this, about 90% of the face-to-face clashes between the Ukrainians and the Russians occur in these two cities, Avdiivka and Marinka. So it seems like here is a final battle where the front could just break. We'll find out. I think, as I said, they're gone. But let's see how the Russians continue to advance in Avdiivka with their operation. I think they're already gone. But as I said, let's move on. Ukrainska Pravda. This article comes from December 9th, 2023. Institute for the Study of War. Russian forces capture sewage treatment plant in Avdiivka. Map. Okay, we got a map too. Actually, we have two. Russian forces conducted offensive operations near Avdiivka and confirmed their advance by seizing Avdiivka's sewage treatment plant on 8th of December. This is per Institute for the Study of War. Geolocation footage released on December 8th shows that Russian troops advanced towards the sewage treatment plant south of Krasnohorivka, 5 kilometers northwest of Avdiivka. We have a map. Let's go to the map, but we're going to just jump like this. So here it is. This is Avdiivka right here. And the Russians are, this is Novobakhantivka. Right here. Krasnohorivka is right here in this area. So the yellow stuff that you see here is where the Russians advanced. And the city, I will show it to you in a different map right here. This is the map of Ukraine, and hostilities occur in Donetsk right here. This is Avdiivka and this is Marinka. Avdiivka, as you can tell, is in the process of being encircled, which I think it's anyway. Here is Marinka. Let's see what the Russians are saying. Battles are raging in the city. No more details. And in Marinka, battles are raging in the city. So this right here, and also right here, advance here. This was not like this before. They obviously advance big time. That is that. So let's go back to the narrative here. ISW also reported, citing Russian sources, that Russian troops advanced towards Novokalinove, 13 kilometers northeast of Avdiivka, to the outskirts of the Avdiivka coke plant northwest of Avdiivka, and in an industrial area southeast of Avdiivka on 7 and 8 of December. So if you look over here, they're gonna just mention it on the map. Like, for instance, in this area, this is geolocated footage posted on December 5 indicates that Russian forces advanced east of Stepove. Again, this is December 5, and we have here the December 8 geolocated footage posted on December 8 indicates that Russian forces advanced to the Avdiivka coke plant wastewater treatment facility. So it is right here, the wastewater facility, and they advance. This is the 8th. This is what they focus on. So let's go back to the narrative. and keep going. In addition, Russian military bloggers claimed on 8 December that Russian troops were reinforcing their positions in Stepove. I covered it yesterday, where the Ukrainians were claiming that the Russians brought 40,000 troops in Avdiivka, 40,000 troops ready to encircle it. I said that's going to be a cleanup operation after that, and a lot of prisoners will be taken to Russia. So they claimed on 8th of December the Russian troops were reinforcing their positions in Stepove, 3 kilometers northwest of Avdiivka, and carrying out a mob-up operation in the settlement. While another Russian military blogger claimed that Russian troops were holding positions on the eastern outskirts of Stepove. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported that Russian forces unsuccessfully attacked east of Avdiivka. That is the one that is here somewhere. Let me see. I saw it on the map here. This is the one. This is the Avdiivka. Basically, they're gonna finalize the encirclement. That's what it is. Positional fighting continued on December 8 near the settlements of Vodiane, 7 kilometers southwest of Avdiivka, and Tonenke. Meanwhile, a Russian source stated that difficult weather conditions had slowed down the pace of Russian and Ukrainian operations near Avdiivka. Now we have a colonel, Ukrainian colonel, said that more than, right here, 40,000 Russian troops are fighting on the Avdiivka front, and the Russian troops are redeploying reserves from Storm Z units and conscripted personnel who lack training and food to make up for their losses. These guys were reporting for the entirety of the war, or this stupidity in Ukraine, that the Russians are not well equipped, their weapons are rusty and suck, the military is rowdy, drunk, and they fight with ex-convicts, basically garbage. But somehow, with all this garbage, they're still holding or at least making gains against the mighty army backed with beautiful, fantastic NATO futuristic weapons. Now, I suspect, I think I don't suspect, I have to say suspect, because they really don't tell you, that the Ukrainians troops at the beginning of the operations were at least 3 times more than the American, than the Russians. So how is this possible? And you were fighting a defensive war. So all the advantages were on your side, supposedly: weaponry, military, order, discipline, and training. NATO trained you, right? Must be. The location, the positions that you are on defensive, and somehow they little by little, this rowdy army, they just slowly advance. I mean, it's like you fight a guy and you lose, and you say, well, the guy I fought was a loser, was a weak guy. Yeah, but you lost. So that means you're definitely weaker than that guy. So shut the hell up with this kind of stupidity. So again, who lack training and food to make up for their losses. Russian troops continued their offensive in western Zaporizhzhia Oblast and advanced there on December 8th. Geolocation footage released on 7th of December showed Russian troops advancing south of Robotyne towards Novoprokhovivka, 2 kilometers south of Robotyne. And there is. So here is Marinka and Avdiivka, and we go to Zaporizhzhia. This is Zaporizhzhia right here. Zaporizhzhia Oblast and Robotyne. Yes, where is it? Jesus Christ, like lost in space. And Robotyne. In this area, I think it was, but I don't see it here. Yes, I didn't find it because it was not on that map, so I have to look at it. It's right here. It's between these two cities here, Orkiv and Tokmak. So here is Robotyne in Zaporizhzhia Oblast, and I will show it to you on, right here, Robotynia. I will show it to you on the other map, I mean, the location between these two cities, more important. So let's go back to this one. That's why I was like, not right here. So it's right here, located. That's why I couldn't find it. It was not on the map, but on the Russian map. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported on 8th of December that Ukrainian troops had repelled Russian ground attacks near Robotynia and west of Verbovie. Ukrainian military observer Konstantin Mashovets stated that Russian troops are taking advantage of the reduced pace of Ukrainian offensives in Zaporizhzhia Oblast to reorganize their forces grouping and create operational reserves, but noted that Russian troops are currently unable to allocate significant resources to these reserves. Well, the point for me is Avdiivka. I'm waiting for Avdiivka to finally, or the news that will tell us, that inform us, report that Avdiivka is completely surrounded, and I hope the hostilities end in the city. So here it is, the water treatment plant taken by the Russians. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.